People don't murder people in the middle of the day under piers. It just doesn't
really?
happen.
Tell that to 10 Buddy. Are we going to go into this again?
Yeah.
People murder people in the day all the time. But okay, I get it.
What's he going to murder her with? He doesn't. He's got his
dick. I don't
come
know.
On. That'd be a great way to die. I'm Vicki Barbolak.
And I'm Sean Pulaski.
And this is
Trailer Park Diaries, Episode 4.
Forgive me, Father, for I was pinned. Hey, Shanika.
Vicki, what is the news?
It's been a morning.
I see.
Peeping Bob is back. Estevan and I put the cameras up every single woman's trailer in his row.
Yeah, I remember that because he didn't spend any time with me that day.
Right, and I caught him. I caught him red-handed.
You caught Esteban?
In front of... No, God, no. Peeping Bob.
Peeping Bob?
In front of Loretta's trailer in her bathroom.
Loretta, the retired stripper.
She was a stripper. But still, regardless, I mean, he would peep anybody's window. So I brought him in. I brought him in this morning.
What, like the police?
No, I brought him into the office, and I just said, I showed him the tape, and I said, this is it, Bob. If you understand that I'm going to call the police if it's happened again. And that's just where it's at.
Yeah, you think that's going to stop Peeping Bob? I mean, he's creepy.
Well, if it happens again, I'm going to call the police.
Okay.
But also, Loretta's bathroom was a mess.
Yeah, well, Loretta's a mess. Did you take a gander at her?
We need a drink.
She isn't a spring chicken, is just what we're saying.
She's not.
Let's speaking of peeping Toms or peeping Bobs, we've got a good wine today. Our drink today is 50 Shades of Chardonnay.
That sounds very nasty.
50 Shades of Chardonnay. And our wine today was delivered by one of our sponsors, Wine Spies, winespies.com. Vicki, do you want to talk about Wine Spies a little bit? Or
this is so exciting for me because, I would never spend real great money on great wine because I'm never going to. But what this Wine Spies, you will. I'm never going to.
What we're saying is this
Wine
isn't
Spies,
the dollar discount bin.
Exactly. What they do is they get really expensive bottles of wine.
Yes.
They spy all over the place.
Yes.
And they offer them one day at a time, and you're not obligated to buy anything, but every day they put an offer, kind of like, pick and save. And then you could go online, pick your wine if you like it, and then you put it in a case to ship at a later date. You can get a locker, and then they ship for free when you pick out 12. But it's like for a certain amount of money, you could get a bottle of wine about 25% of what the retail would be if you could even find the wine because it's so fancy.
Yeah, it's a 75% discount. So what you're doing is each day, it's kind of like a flash pass sale, like a flash sale where it's just one bottle a day and it's a local wine. And then you can get this wine for $25.
I'm kind of tired of talking about it. I want to just drink it now.
Okay, winespies.com/trailer park. If you go and you register online, and it's not, you don't need to pay for a membership. You just go on there. And then you can start looking at wines, and you'll get immediately a $20 credit.
$20 credit, winespies.com, trailer park. You put in there in the code.
Oh my God, I think there's like a fly in my Chardonnay.
All right, here's to episode 4.
Oh, no.
There's no fly.
I know I'm so thirsty. I'm going to drink it anyways. If I get dengue,
it's good protein.
Just let me.
Oh my gosh, this is so good.
Oh my gosh.
I needed that today.
This Chardonnay doesn't have a chance. By Patson Hall, Hyde Vineyard. Delicious.
I don't care about Peeping Bob at all.
You know what we do care about, Vicki, is we care about this diary. What a diary this is starting to become. And I can't wait to break into chapter 4 today because last time we left, we were just kind of getting to know our main character, Zoe, who seems to have written this diary. And Zoe is married to a nice guy named Aiden, but she's been lusting for some mysterious guy who's some hot Irish piece of ass who she saw at the beach. And then she goes looking for him, which I think she had talked about she had shared some kiss, but we didn't really get the juicy.
Well, I didn't see that there was a kiss, but she did allude to it.
Yeah, at the beginning she's talking about that she was with a guy, but what she did discuss last time was how she met Aiden, and they were sweethearts in college, and then their first time, it kind of got juicy because she talked about the first time she and Aiden had sex in the ocean, which isn't easy to do.
After sleeping together night after night in a dorm room, which I still find hard to believe, but I guess I'm going to take her at her word.
Right. And then we also found out that Aiden calls Zoe My Always, which is the name of this diary. So it makes sense that this diary is called My Always. And I'm hoping that she gets into how she really, her real physical encounter, like when they kissed, her and this mysterious Luke guy.
Right.
Because we don't know when they exchanged words or how they really came together.
Yeah.
We just hear about that there was an incident.
So a lot of times when I listen to podcasts, my grandkids are in the car with me, or I'm outside the trailer, whatever. They're going in and out. I'm just telling everyone from now on, we got a few comments even about last week's episode. So just remember that this is adults only.
Adults only.
Adults only.
Kind of like our retired stripper.
Yeah. No, it's
Our trailer park retired
we
stripper.
just want to be careful.
Loretta.
For that. Exactly. Yeah. All right.
Let's get started,
do it.
shall we?
Okay.
Read.
Episode 4. Dear June 21st, 2005. Dear Diary, Aiden had to go back to the South to testify in a family lawsuit regarding something to do with stock values in their business. He has had a lot on his plate these days. There's been a lot of pressure on us to keep the bakery afloat. His parents never wanted us to open it to begin with. They would rather he use his degree in business to take over the winery. It's amazing they have a winery. And have me barefoot and
winery
pregnant.
and a whiskey business, right?
No wonder she married him. Between his family and my puppy, everyone is pushing for a baby, of course. I'm not sure how I will be.
It's that pressure.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I will be able to run a bakery and bring up a child.
Or run a baby.
You can't run a baby.
Vicky. It's not easy to raise a baby.
One sip.
And
This wine
Zoe's
is so
young.
good.
She's young. So
Yeah.
I guess she's got time. I would say she's in her 20s because they're just out of college.
Every time I got married, I was pregnant, so I never, had to face that kind of pressure that a lot of young marrieds get, because I do feel bad for all the young women
Yeah.
that get married. Oh, wait, when's the baby? When's the baby?
Yeah, and every time I thought I was pregnant, took that pregnancy test, I was like, oh, God, please no. Please
Exactly. Oh, it's the best news ever. Next, I'd rather be not pregnant than COVID.
no. Yeah.
I'm getting a trial run on. I'm getting a trial run on what it's like to run the whole business by myself. I know it's only been 6 days, but Aiden went out of town, and at the most inappropriate time, right when we were just reviewed by a food critic from the San Diego Reader. Lines were out the door. Wow. I am starting to lose my mind. I went through all the orders and finally got to the last one. It was for my French opera cake, and it seemed more complicated than usual. I almost soaked the sponge cake in the coffee for a moment too long. I could have ruined it. That's not like me. I know I keep going back and forth, and I should stay in the present, but I can't keep my thoughts straight.
No, don't keep them straight. Tell us what happened, Zoe. I don't care to hear about a French opera cake because
No.
I don't like to cook.
No.
Vicky does.
I would
Vicky's
like to
good
eat
at
a
it.
French opera cake. Those
Yeah,
are
that
gorgeous.
sounds good. That would have gone really well with this
Chardonnay.
50 Shades of Chardonnay.
That's good. It's all a blur. I haven't been honest with myself. Did anything really happen? Or is it a fantasy? Part of my brain wants none of this to be real. I'm hoping by writing this all down, it will hold me accountable for my actions. This is
Or
my
get you
confession.
busted.
Yeah.
Who writes all this down?
would-
Like, people can find a diary. It doesn't even seem like she's locking this up because we found it.
I think people who do this, I have a cousin, she was not happy in her marriage. She left her diary out for her husband to see. And she called him all these horrible
Really?
names. Yeah.
What cousin was this?
Are you really wanting me to say that out loud?
Rat her out.
It rhymes with Amy.
Amy.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot. I just said it. Never mind. Oh, God, I wish we had an editor.
Oh, I can't wait to see Amy at the next barbecue.
You won't. She'll never talk to me again. Okay, this is my confession. If
What did
only-
the husband see it? What did you just started
Well,
to
she
tell
called
story?
him a fat, lazy, smelly pig and stuff like that, which he was.
Well,
I mean,
I'd just
it
like
was
to say that
true.
in person to a husband.
She just wrote down how smelly and
Smelly
fatty
he was.
and horrible. Yeah, and then she left it like flat out open.
And how did that turn out?
Well, he was very hurt, and I think they ended up splitting up. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Can imagine that going.
Yeah, but I
Wow.
think she obviously did it intentionally.
Okay.
I've never said that out loud until now, Amy.
Well, let's just see if Zoe's Aiden is going to find this diary.
Okay. I know it's dangerous to have any of this written down, but it's the only way I can deal with the anguish.
You know what? It's how I deal with anguish or any type of guilt, or how Jewish people deal with
Right.
it, is we have Yom Kippur.
Right.
That's once a year.
Yeah.
And you starve yourself for 24 hours. You
Yeah.
don't eat or drink because, Jews are always just, everything is depressing,
Right.
and we're always being oppressed.
Yeah.
So you don't eat. And then therefore, God that day is judging you, whether he puts you in the book of life or the book of shit. So
Right.
you're either going to live or die that year.
Yeah.
And then all your sins are cleansed.
How handy.
I mean, your stomach's growling the whole time, and I find that very convenient. I don't, confession, I never had to do anything like that. So this is our way of confessing. I'd rather do that than put it down in a diary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Right. But I wouldn't.
I do like to complain the whole day. I'm fasting.
Right.
I mean, that's what we do. We're like, we're so hungry, and
I
it
don't
works.
think I could fit a yarmulke on my hair, but I'm so glad for you.
Okay,
Okay.
get back.
Okay, sorry.
Go back to the diary. Sorry.
Oh, here we go. What I couldn't bring myself to come to terms with is the first time Luke and I physically connected.
Here we go. Get to it.
Here it is. The first time he spoke, the first time he seduced me, the first time I let it happen. It was a few days later, after I had first locked my eyes on that man, stripping off his wetsuit. I'd had a long day at the bakery and just really needed some decompression time. The rhythm of the ocean always calms me. I went to the same spot where I'd first gone.
Am I heavy breathing?
Yeah, you are. I'm going to get you some cigarettes in a second.
Deliver it.
I had first gone with Aiden to surf. It's like I almost knew what I was doing. As soon as I got to the beach and sat down on my blanket, there was once again Luke coming out of the water. His pecs of steel glistened in the mid-afternoon sunlight. Immediately, I tried to look busy so he didn't see me staring at him.
You ever done that where you just don't want, like,
Oh,
you're in your
yeah.
car and someone pulls up
Yeah.
and you're looking at them and they catch you, so then you do what I like to call fake purse business.
Exactly.
Where you start going through your
Right.
purse.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my God, is there a Dora the Explorer map in here?
That you need.
Or gold? Something that you immediately need.
Exactly.
Like an EpiPen,
Yes, right.
something, but you're not because you don't want to make eye contact.
Exactly. I'm usually have my finger in my nose at the time. I pull that out really fast. So, I'm not good at this. I suddenly act like I am searching for something in my bag. Oh my, no way, Jonica.
Fake
No
purse
way.
business. I
No
called
way.
it.
And just when I think he's gone, I look up and see him smiling at me, motioning me to follow him. Apparently, my feet seem to have a mind of their own. He sauntered in front of me with his swim trunks clinging to that tight, chiseled body. He mysteriously headed toward the pier, but I could feel what was about to go down. I know, down.
But wait, so is she going to follow him under the pier? Because
following
I think
him.
that's a recipe for, I'm going to say it, murder.
Oh,
You don't go under a pier where people can't see you.
people don't murder people in the middle of the day under piers. It
Oh,
just doesn't
really?
happen.
Tell that to 10 Buddy. Are we going to go into this again?
Yeah.
People murder people in the day all the time. But okay, I get it.
What's
He's
he going to
hot.
murder it with? He doesn't. He's got
His dick. I don't
come
know.
on. That'd be a great way to die.
Me too. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Okay, keep going.
I'm so afraid of being seen that I kept checking over my shoulder. I quickly went under the pier. When I got there, he seemed to disappear. There were so many pillars I couldn't see which way he went. It was so loud with all the waves crashing. I stopped and decided to turn back. As soon as I got there, he was standing in front of me.
Naked.
I wish.
Is he naked?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I was frozen.
I mean, that is weird if he's just standing there naked, because then that's like perv alert, Like, we hope his clothes are still on, because you got to work up to that. No one just wants to turn a corner in a pier and see a nude
You
dude.
hope his clothes are not on, okay? I know. Okay, be real
It's
here.
because he's Irish. Go ahead.
Okay. I started to apologize out of sheer nerves, and then he grabbed my hand softly, kissed it, and said with a sexy Irish brogue, I'm going to try it. You are a vision, milady. That's
Wait. He called her
Sorry.
Milady?
Milady.
What is this, Bridgerton? Is it like Les Mis?
She wrote M thing lady.
Milady? Hello, milady. Lucky Charms. Under the pier with my dick in my hand. That's a terrible accent. Why did he just turn into Esteban?
I'm just
milady.
I'm gonna listen to some Irish music and get a better one. I'm Luke, and I have noticed you watching me.
That was terrible too.
It sucked. Forget
God, we're never going to win an Academy Award for our accent,
the
are
Irish
we?
people will cancel us.
We're never going to be up against Daniel Day-Lewis. And the award does not go to Vicki and Shanika.
Read the diary with our feet. I could feel my heart beating. I could feel my heart beating faster and faster. I'm Zoe, and I think I left something over here. Oh my God.
Wait, that was her best line?
Yeah, and she says,
I left something under this creepy pier?
Yeah.
Right.
Just happened. Oh my God. I'm the worst liar. He let out this sexy, disarming laugh. I started to laugh nervously too. Suddenly it got quiet. Our eyes were locked. He then slowly moved closer to me and gently pushed my hair back off of my face. There was no point of return as he grabbed my face and leaned in for the most passionate kiss.
Oh, so this is where the kiss happened.
Yeah, that is the kiss. So there wasn't one. Okay.
So it was just, all he said was like, my lady, and then she just let this guy kiss her.
There were so many voices screaming at me in my head, but I kept going. Before I knew it, he had me pinned against a wooden pillar while whispering in my ear.
Oh my gosh!
What to do to me?
How daring!
Wow.
He has her pinned.
I was in pure bliss. His hands wandered over my tank top and down to my breasts.
Uh-huh.
And just as he was about to wander below my shorts, we were halted by the sound of a lifeguard whistle.
No!
That whistle jolted me back to my reality. Shit. I had to get out of there. So I did. I ran as fast as my feet could carry me.
So they got caught by the lifeguard.
She took off.
And he was whispering? Like whispering in her ear?
He was whispering in her ear and rubbing her whole body.
It doesn't matter what he says in an Irish accent. He could be like, I like to do your taxes. Okay, now he's Scottish.
So is it illegal to get felt up under a pier? That's against the law? Just to get felt up?
Well, I just think there's probably kids and people at the beach. You just somebody can't just be publicly getting felt up on a beach.
Okay, I just wasn't aware. I didn't know
why? How often are you doing that on a beach publicly in the day, Vicki?
Night. I would never do it in the day, but not because I would think it's illegal. I get arrested. But
you're talking to the wrong girl. I was midday in a pool, finger banging, denanged, and there was a whole group of gays around. We remember that story.
Right,
so
exactly.
I don't have any scruples, but that's good that you do. I
don't say I do. I'm actually surprised that a guy would actually come up and blow a whistle on you just for like standing there, kind of feeling you know what I'm saying, kind of hugging.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, it kind of kills the moment when you got a whistle blown on you and you're under a pier trying to.
Well, maybe it was a good thing that happened to her.
Okay.
Later that evening, I kept replaying in my head what I had done. I had to do something else to get this encounter off of my mind. Mm-hmm. I went to my bubby's house for our weekly ritual where we play cards and watch Desperate Housewives.
Oh, how cute. Do you remember Desperate Housewives?
I do. Yeah, it was one.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was. I have too much remorse over what's going on. If my bubby only knew. As if the guilt could get any worse.
Well, she's going to tell Bubby about this guy feeling her up under a pier and then getting chased by a lifeguard.
Although maybe she would.
She's close with her Bubby.
She might tell her.
I mean, I was close with my grandma, Rose, but I wasn't going to tell her when I got felt up by random strangers.
When you're happily married.
Yeah.
That wouldn't go over.
Kills the mood.
No. She had a present for me. It was a bright summer dress made out of a flowy floral print she had left over from sewing bridesmaids dresses for a client. She's the best, Bubby. Every June, she ends up making bridesmaids dresses. It's her bread and butter this time of year. It was so sweet of her to make that for me. But all I am thinking at that moment is, I should not be watching this episode of Desperate Housewives right now. No, you shouldn't be.
No, because that's where they poison the husband.
Exactly.
And and what she's thinking about right now is it seems like her mind's on Luke, not on Aiden. So maybe she's going to plot to kill Aiden.
I can't believe you already went there.
Well, why not go there? Okay. What do we have to do today but finish this glass of Chardonnay, and we know you're going to drink most of it.
Killing him.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know
Eva-
what? You don't watch Desperate Housewives when you're thinking about another man that you were with and you're supposedly happily married, just like you don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry.
Yeah, but I also don't say, I'm going to have an affair with this guy, or maybe I'm not, so I'm going to kill him instead. I just don't. I just don't get that leap. But that's okay. Okay, ready? Well, finish this thought of her at the Housewives. Eva Longoria is having an affair with a 16-year-old.
Longoria?
Well, Longoria. Well, how do you say it? Longoria.
Longoria.
Whatever. Longoria.
Listen,
I'm so jealous of her. I don't want to talk about her.
When I was working for the City of Hope Foundation, I met Eva Longoria.
Did you
and
really?
she's very petite in
She's
person.
very.
Oh,
Yes.
she's little and she's petite. She's just so tiny. She was eating like a Tommy's burger.
She's a very good friend of a mutual friend of ours, so I've encountered her at many parties.
Oh,
and
okay.
She's very
yeah.
nice, and
Beautiful.
she's very thin.
Beautiful and kind.
And
kind.
she's nice, too. She's a horrible person.
Yeah, let's just say she's
Okay.
horrible.
And there's
It
no
makes
reason
us
to
feel
say your
better.
name right.
Okay.
Eva Longoria is having an affair with a 16-year-old and is...
See, someone was always having an affair.
Right. 16. And, I don't think they could get away with that today. A good 16-year-old and is going to poison her husband with onions.
I remember that.
All I kept thinking is, I should not be watching this show right now.
Yeah.
That is the finish of this
Yeah.
episode.
That's a bad idea.
Diary.
So,
It's funny, I had a husband, Bono, hated onions. I never thought of killing him with it.
yeah.
Should've. Oh, well.
Yeah. Bono, that just would have been so easy.
It's horrible to be with somebody who doesn't like onions because they're the best thing in the world. You put onions in everything. The only thing worse would be like somebody who didn't like garlic. I would not.
One of my
wouldn't go there.
childhood best friends, the other Jew from Oklahoma, Jennifer, she hates onions. And it was so bad. One time we were at a restaurant and I said, I'm going to throw an onion at you. And she was like, don't. And she started running. And I threw she ran from the onion. So yeah, I did throw an onion at her. That wasn't very nice of me, but
There's
she,
nothing
the
else
onion was going to
do in
chase her and
Oklahoma.
murder her.
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like this is. I don't feel like Desperate Housewives is probably what she should be watching. But I think this is going to get messy. That's my prediction, Vicki.
It's
because
just-
that's the end of that chapter.
It's just all so weird, isn't it? I mean, she's happily married to a really great guy, Aiden, and she meets a super hot Irish guy, and she is willing to go there. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about her. Like that's her choice, but man, what a lot of stress to put on your life.
Yeah, and we don't know this guy. We don't know anything. She doesn't know this guy. She's just met this guy under a pier because she saw him once walking out of the water. We don't know shit about this guy.
Maybe she isn't as happy with Aiden too as you think she is. Obviously, how can you be really madly in love with somebody and wanting to bang an Irish guy?
Especially when you met them in college.
I mean, I in junior college I met a lot of different guys.
At Votech, I met a lot of guys.
At the trucking school, though, there were some real sweet fellas. But I mean, it's probably that you know what, if it's not meant to be, but it's just bizarre to me.
I think that French, was it tartane?
Yeah.
I think it's going to have onions. I'm predicting that for the next
She's
episode.
gonna-
What do you think?
Okay, I literally can't see her killing him, but you're often right.
Okay,
So-
well, I guess we're going to have to find out on the next
Episode of
Trailer Park Diaries. Click. Cheers.
Yum.
I still have a weird mosquito fly in my Chardonnay.
Let me see.
I'm telling you, it's over. You can get that.
Oh Jesus, there is one. I thought.
Yeah,
you
you thought I made it up.
Oh, there he's
See?
gone now. Enjoy.
Rude.
Don't you throw that away? I'll kill
Rude.
you.
I know. You'll finish it.
Okay, I'll have that one. Just pour it in here.
All right.
Such a princess. There.